Empire. What's good? You know who it is. It's your boy, Jay in the Bay. Faithful. Can y'all believe it? We're only a few hours away from the 49ers' first preseason game at home, Levi Stadium. It's going to be a hell of a game. There's definitely a lot of players, a lot of positions that the faithful, I think, should be on the lookout for. And that's what this video is about. Let's get into the top 5 positions or players that Jay in the Bay and the faithful should be on the lookout for. Let's get it. There will be some players who are not expected to play in this week's first preseason game. The first player is center Alex Mack, next tackle Trent Williams, running back Raheem Moser, fullback Kyle Juszczyk, wide receiver Mohamed Sanu, wide receiver Jalen Hurd, edge rusher Nick Bosa, and edge rusher Dee Ford. Those players are not expected to play in the first preseason game against the Kansas City Chiefs. Kyle Shanahan said in a press conference that he expects the starters to play one series in the game versus the Chiefs today, and he expects Trey Area, the future franchise quarterback, to play at least 30 snaps. Now, this is very exciting. He will be with the second team, though. That is the same team he's been practicing with in training camp. But let's see how he does. And also, the Kansas City Chiefs and Andy Reid has said he expects his starters to play one quarter. So, Kansas City Chiefs' first-string defense should be playing against Trey Lance in the first quarter. That's going to be very intriguing to see. Trey Lance has looked good in training camp against the second team. And let's see what he does against the first-team string NFL defense. Faithful. We've got to start off the list with the wide receiver number 3 position. The Ayuk Show and Debo are expected to play. But who's going to be in that number 3 wide receiver role? Mohamed Sanu is not expected to play. Jalen Hurd not expected to play. So I believe that leaves Trent Sherfield. There's River Craycraft, Travis Benjamin, Juwan Jennings, Simba Webster, and Austin Watkins. So there'll be a lot of players who could fill in that wide receiver number 3 role in this preseason game. I would expect it to be Trent Sherfield. He's looked very good in camp. I'm very surprised how well he's done with the 49ers in training camp. And I'm excited to see Trent Sherfield in an actual game outside of practice, and also the other wide receivers, because we need someone to step up and take control of that number 3 wide receiver position. Kendrick Bourne left in the offseason, and we need someone to fill that void, someone that can fill that production. And, if we listen to the 49ers, we have that player on the roster, and let's see how they do. Faithful. John Lynch invested multiple draft picks in this season's draft. We went up and got 2 cornerbacks, Ambry Thomas, Demadori Lenore, and also Talanoa Hufanga. I feel these 2 rookie cornerbacks, Lenore and Thomas, need to get snaps in this preseason game, well, for the rest of the preseason games, and also in the regular season. These 2 rookie cornerbacks could play pivotal roles in next season, because who knows if Jason Verrett will be back, who knows if K'Wan Williams will be back. So it's very important for them to get their confidence up, and let's see what they can do in the preseason game against the Chiefs. The Chiefs do have weapons on the offensive side of the ball, and our secondary will be tested in today's game. Also, Talanoa Hufanga. I don't expect him to start at the safety position. It looks like Tavon Wilson and Jimmy Ward have those positions. At least it's their positions to lose at this point. But Talanoa Hufanga, he has been practicing on the second team in training camp. He will be playing the safety position in this preseason game, and let's see how he does. At SC, Talanoa Hufanga was used more as a box safety. His coverage skills leave a little bit to be desired, but hopefully the 49ers secondary coach can coach him up. And I expect Talanoa Hufanga to make a difference in the special teams department. We definitely need help in that area, and I'm excited to see what Hufanga brings to the team. Niner Empire. A secondary's best friend is, the pass rush. Now, Ford and Bosa won't be playing. No word on if Armstead or Samson Ebukam will be playing. Samson has been diagnosed with sore legs. I don't know what that is, but he hasn't participated in team drills. Eric Armstead, the same. He's been dealing with a groin injury. He hasn't participated in team drills. He's done the one-on-one work, but not participated in team drills. So I would be surprised if those two players play. But that leaves open opportunities for, Arden Key, Zach Kerr, Maurice Hurst, DJ Jones, Javon Kinlaw will be in there, Eddie Yarbo. We have a lot of talent along that defensive line. And let's see how they do against the KC Chiefs offense. The KC Chiefs offense does have a stud left tackle in Orlando Brown they traded for in the offseason. But also they have 3 rookies along their offensive line. So let's see if the 49ers pass rush can exploit that and get some pressure on Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs backup quarterbacks. The game is won and lost in the trenches. And Alex Mack is not expected to play. Trent Williams is not expected to play. So that will leave options for other players to step in and fill the role on the first team offense. Now, how will the offensive line protect Trey Lance? That's going to be an interesting question. You'll have the second team offensive line going up against the first string defense of the Chiefs. So we'll see how Trey Lance is able to, navigate that. We'll see how he's able to overcome that. Also, let's look at Alfredo Gutierrez. It's an interesting story coming out of Mexico. Let's see how he does. He's a very athletic, big guy, 6'9", about 300 plus pounds. He could be the 49ers' future offensive tackle. I will be very intrigued to see how Alfredo Gutierrez does. This is his first NFL game, and it's going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. Let's see how he does. I believe he's expected to play the tackle position, and let's see how he handles NFL talent. The number one story, of course, Trey area. But I like to say Treys to the Bay. And I meant that plural. Because not only do we have Trey Lance, we also have Trey Sermon. I was surprised by the pick that we drafted a running back that high in this year's draft. But I'm definitely glad we did. Trey Sermon should be getting the bulk of the carries in the preseason games. And I expect that to continue in the regular season. Raheem Moser is not expected to play today, but we all know we need to keep Raheem Mostert fresh. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. So even in the regular season, I would imagine Raheem Mostert doesn't, maybe his carries or touches are under 10 a game. That will leave opportunities for Trey Sermon, Wayne Gallman, JaMychal Hasty, Elijah Mitchell. So I'm excited to see how Trey Sermon performs against the Kansas City Chiefs in his first NFL game. And of course, it's Trey Lance, the future franchise quarterback. Hell of a training camp. He's been good so far. John Lynch has said that, Trey Lance is pushing Jimmy G for that starting position. And I think this is great. You have 2 quarterbacks who are competing with each other. Trey is pushing Jimmy, which will make Jimmy G play better. It'll make him have, I think it'll make him have a better season. And he'll feel like someone's behind him that could potentially take his job. So Jimmy's going to play even better, even harder. And I think that's great. Like they say, iron sharpens iron. And how will Kyle Shanahan use Trey Lance? Well, will he be doing rollouts? Will he be doing the read option, zone read? It'll be exciting to see how Shanahan uses Trey Lance. How does Trey Lance throw the ball? How does he throw the deep ball? And will he be able to escape in and out of the pocket against the Chiefs defensive line? A lot of questions, and I believe some of them will be answered in today's game. Now, Kyle Shanahan, I would imagine he doesn't want to open the entire playbook for Trey Lance. He only wants to show a little bit, because you only want to show a little bit of tape, in the preseason game, because you don't want your best plays or the bulk of your plays. You don't want that on film yet, right before the regular season. So I would imagine it's going to be a lot of vanilla plays. But of course, I'm as excited as you are. Faithful Niner Empire. I appreciate you guys tuning into the stream. And I will see you guys in the next one. Go Niners.